Hello everyone, welcome to another lecture on AWS. I am Anas Muhammad, a technical AWS trainer. Let's see what we're going to learn today. Today we are going to learn about types of cloud. So basically, cloud is classified into three types: public, private, hybrid. There's another cloud called the community cloud, but it's not relevant to us, so it won't be learning about the community cloud. So let's see what these three different types of cloud are. Let's start with the private cloud. Private cloud is nothing but your on-premise data center. Like you've got your company, you've got your data center at the bottom, or like anywhere. So we connect directly to the data center and we fetch the data and we do the cloud computing on it. Like let's consider Oracle company or like Eucalyptus. They have got their own data centers, so they operate their own data centers. It is highly secure. They are the one who are actually running it, and there's like no multi-tenants involved in it. So they are the ones who are owning the entire infrastructure. So that is called a private cloud. So it's a single tenant owned by the operated by the organization itself. So this is what a private cloud is. It is their own data centers. So now coming on to the public cloud is something like the AWS. AWS is a public cloud wherein you can actually go create an account and then actually use the cloud computing services. It is secured because AWS provides security as well. And the most important thing that you'll have to learn is the data security is under your control. So whatever data you put into the cloud environment, you'll have to ensure that you put the data in a way that it is secure, like you got like encryptions and stuff. So data security is your responsibility as well, as we know that AWS has got a shared responsibility. So in public cloud, you've got like multiple tenants who are using the hardware, and you've got the you don't have to worry about the virtualization. You don't have to worry about the hardware. So AWS is providing you the entire infrastructure, like the servers. You've got the volumes. You can do whatever you want. So that is a public cloud where all the public, like I can log in, you can log in, and anybody can log in and create an account and start using the cloud computing services. Now, the third type of cloud is the hybrid cloud. Now, in the hybrid cloud, it is actually a combination of both public as well as the private cloud. Okay, so like let's consider I have got my own data center as well, but I even want to use some of the services from AWS as well. So what I do is I keep my own data center for my own self, where I've got the highly secure data where I don't really want to share with anyone. So I put that data into my own servers, and I would be using other services. Like if I have got an application wherein I would like to, do auto scaling on it, and I've got an application wherein I want the users to connect everything, use the edge locations that's being provided by the AWS into different locations. So for that, I'd be using AWS as well. So I've got my own data center, which is the private cloud, and I'm also using the services from the AWS, which is a public cloud. So a combination of public as well as private cloud is nothing but the hybrid cloud. So in the public cloud, we'll have to understand that it is being provided by a cloud vendor, like AWS is providing us the cloud infrastructure for us so that we could go log in and use into our computers. Okay, so public cloud, the customer has no visibility or control over the computing infrastructure. When I log in into the account and create a server, I don't really know where eventually my server is. It might be in 1A or 1B or 1C. Even though I create it in 1A, I cannot be 100% sure that it is in this particular data center, because 1A might be having a multiple data centers. So that's how it is. So we don't really know where exactly our server is or our data is kept. It is the AWS responsibility and they take care of it. That's why they are providing highly durable and sustainable environment. So the cloud computing is shared across the organization. So like many organizations, like I have got a company, I go log in into AWS and I create my own infrastructure. Somebody else has got a company, they also do it. So it's shared across the organizations. So you have got a tenant or that can be shared as well. You've got a lot of things that can be actually done. It is inexpensive. Like for public cloud, you don't really have to, go buy servers, buy data, buy the networking aspect of it, buy the switches and everything. What you do is you can just go and create your own servers. You don't really have to worry about the infrastructure. You don't have to worry about the servers. You don't have to worry about the storage. You don't have to study, like really worry about the networking concept of it. So it is like cheap. If you are really starting a business, public cloud is really important. And security, as I told you, the security of the data is responsibility of the customer who's using it, and the other security aspects are being provided by AWS as well. So it is a shared responsibility. Now, moving on to key takeaways of the public cloud, it is like provided by a cloud vendor. Okay, you're not responsible for any physical hardware. Like if something goes wrong with the server or the storage device or the hard disk drive, SSDs. So you're not responsible. It is the AWS's responsibility who actually, ensures that all the services that they are providing are up and running. The servers are up and running, and these things are. If there is something wrong with the servers, you can actually, create multiple servers as well. So that's the key takeaways. You don't have to, go in and then, create your own servers, and then you actually, like in private cloud, you ensure that you have got your own servers. And if something goes wrong in the servers, you'll have to tell the networking team. The networking team will go and have a look into it. And after that, they fix it. But till that time, the server would not be functioning. And we might be having, customers who cannot actually access our data, which is not a good practice for any organization. So that's why we use public cloud, because it's not our headache to take care of the infrastructure, the networking concepts of it. So moving on, like in private cloud, like you've got your own on-premise data centers, you are responsible for this. So the security is really high because you're not sharing, it's not a shared environment. It is your own data center, you have got your own data, you can keep a secure environment in the data centers, you've got your secured files that can be actually stored and nobody can actually get in. So that's how you create a private cloud environment. And the advantage is it does not offer, a lot of cloud computing aspects of it. Now, hybrid cloud, as I told you, is a combination of public as well as private cloud. So in the private cloud, I would be having my own like sensitive data, as I told you. And in public cloud, I would be having, like my application hosted. So I'd be having like my web application, and we've got my application like I've got my application hosted on it and the database servers and stuff. So anybody who could actually log in could go inside here in the public cloud and get access to the application that I've hosted. But for the secure data, I would actually choose my internal data center, which is my private cloud. So this is how the hybrid cloud works. So it is a combination of both public as well as private. Highly sensitive data is stored in the private cloud, and we are responsible for the entire security infrastructure of it. And if I've got any application that eventually runs, I could actually choose a public cloud. So hybrid cloud is a combination of both public as well as the private cloud. Let's see what are the examples of the private cloud. It's like OpenStack, we've got Apache Cloud Stack, and Eucalyptus. These are three examples where they have got their own data centers and they are managing their own data centers. They are not into like AWS or Azure or GCP. They're not going outside. They've got their own data centers and they are actually responsible for taking care of their own data centers. I hope you like the lecture, and I'd be get back to you with another lecture on IAM, which would be our next lecture.